For decades, people around the world have been fascinated with the legend of Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, or whatever you choose to call it. Sightings of a furry beast and footprints have been reported from as far afield as the Himalayas. Many well-known and respected people have reported seeing Bigfoot, such as mountaineering legend Joby Ogwin, who claimed to have seen a Yeti in the Himalayas. Here are 5 convincing pieces of evidence of the existence of Bigfoot. In 1951, a British explorer named Eric Shipton, looking for an alternative route up Mount Everest, found a footprint that appeared to be humanoid. He took a picture, and the mystery of the Yeti, a Sherpa word for wild man, cast a spell over the world. Daniel Taylor, author of Yeti, The Ecology of a Mystery, has been searching for signs of this abominable snowman in the high Himalayas since he was a child. The key evidence for the existence of the Yeti was a photograph taken by a British explorer, Eric Shipton, in 1951. The photograph was taken on the Menlung Glacier, west of Mount Everest on the Nepal-Tibet border. Shipton and Michael Ward were searching for an alternative Everest route when they came across the prints. Shipton was one of the most highly respected Everest explorers, so if he is bringing back a print, it's a real print. Nobody ever questioned that. But what exactly is it? What was captivating about the prints was that they were really sharp. The snow was hard, so the photo looks like a sort of plaster of Paris cast. The second feature was that the prints looked like a human footprint, but with a thumb. Therefore, you get this primate-like feeling, but humanoid at the same time. It's enormous in size and measures 13 inches. NVTV, the largest database for Bigfoot information, recently posted this video on YouTube, saying in the title, "Incredible muscular giant-sized Sasquatch on camera." The footage was captured in Idaho, USA. While going on to say in the video itself, "After watching the clip and looking at the amount of detail in this suit, we thought this is something that you can't buy." The Bigfoot in this video looks very real, and you can even make out the heavy build and all the muscles, which is hard to replicate using a fake suit. Plus, who in their right mind would rent or buy a suit just to walk around in the woods to make a prank? This simply cannot be a man in a suit, because there is so much detail in the body and it looks massive in size. Whatever this is, it's big. Big head, big butt, big body, thick legs, large arms. That would have to be a pretty large human to be a person inside of a costume. Not much is actually known about the video, or where it came from, and there doesn't seem to be an explanation for why the person who recorded it stopped filming after such a short period of time. Perhaps the person filming it just managed to record it on their phone before the giant fled. The level of detail present in the suit makes it unlikely to be a hoax. However, without additional background information, it's impossible to say what's going on. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Next is perhaps the most famous Bigfoot sighting ever recorded, the Patterson-Gimlin Bigfoot. The footage was taken in Northern California and has been subject to scrutiny ever since. The filmmakers are 2 former rodeo men from Yakima County, Washington. Bob Gimlin still lives there. However, Roger Patterson, the other, sadly passed away in 1972. They shot the footage off the banks of Bluff Creek in Northern California. Bigfoot is seen on film for less than 1 minute, but one frame, 352, has pretty much become the universal symbol for Sasquatch. And that famous giant walking ape is actually a she. Her name, apparently, is Patty. But what might be most surprising, after half a century of advancement in film and costume technology, is that this footage has yet to be officially debunked. Furthermore, it's concrete proof for Bigfooters around the globe that the Sasquatch is in fact real. Its sloped head and torso were pushed forward, its upper back hunched, thigh muscles rippling and long arms swinging at its side. Patterson jumped off his spooked horse, grabbed his camera and scrambled across the dusty ground towards the creature, while waving the camera in one hand, hoping to capture some footage. The picture steadied as the creature turns round to look over its right shoulder, as calm as can be, before disappearing into the forest. It has been over 50 years since the footage was released, but has yet to be proven a hoax. The Skookum cast. The Skookum cast is considered to be one of the best pieces of evidence of Bigfoot. During the year 2000, the popular TV show Animal X was filming a second season. They sent a crew to Washington State to search for Bigfoot in the Gifford-Pinchot National Forest. The team included a professional anthropologist, a Canadian wildlife biologist, a retired Canadian journalist, an exotic animal handler, and several other professionals. Working as a team, they spent 6 days scouring the forest for any trace of Bigfoot. On the 6th day, they caught what they believe is the best evidence of the creature. They lured Bigfoot to an opening using fresh fruit in order to get a clear print. They got exactly what they were looking for. They then took the print to be analysed by scientists. The scientists stated that according to the footprint, it would belong to a humanoid creature around 8 to 9 feet in height. The cast included dermal ridges, which only primates have. The scientists and the team agreed that the print couldn't have belonged to any other known animal. In addition to this, hairs were found on the print which were taken away and studied by Dr. Fahrenbach, who worked for the Oregon Primate Research Center, and confirmed that the hair was not from any known animal. The researchers surmised that the creature sat by the pile of fruit and consumed them. For many, this is the strongest piece of evidence for Bigfoot. What's your opinion? Let me know in the comments below. Paul Freeman was a cryptozoologist who sadly passed away in 2003. He spent most of his life in search for Bigfoot and claimed to have discovered tracks with dermal ridges and even spotted an 8-foot creature covered in reddish-brown hair in Washington, 1982. In 1994, he managed to capture the elusive creature on film.
Dad. Yeah, he went back up the road, come down the road. Yeah, look at that. I hear the brush popping and stuff. Oh, there he goes. Jesus.
It seems to spot Paul and walks further into the forest. He follows the creature further into the forest and sees what many people believe to be a juvenile Bigfoot walking through the thick forest. There are several reasons why people believe Paul's footage isn't a hoax. The main reason is that Paul had no reason to fake the footage. Paul wasn't a wealthy man and didn't seek fame or fortune for his discovery. He spent roughly $50,000 on Bigfoot research in his time and only made a mere amount of money doing an interview. During the said interview, he stated to the interviewer and his partner that the footage is genuine. The interviewer was confident that Paul wasn't lying. Since Paul has now sadly passed away, it is impossible to ask him about what exactly did happen. So that's 5 convincing pieces of evidence to the existence of Bigfoot. I think they certainly are fascinating and deserves further research. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.